Alright. Hey, anyone who's watching. This is Echo, a furry, psychological horror game, apparently. Visual novel thing. If you ask me, furry and psychological horror sort of just make a single circle in a Venn diagram, but to each their own. I have already started a game, but that was only to check out what it was like. I'm gonna start a new game, so yeah, we get to experience it from the start. Here we go. I knew you'd be back. You all come back eventually. Why do you try to run away in the first place? It doesn't matter. Even though you're here, you're going to try and run again. Just stop. Because just like this town, you're only moving in circles. Saturday. Alright. On the road again. Yeah, Mom, I bought it. Brought it. No, I've got everything. No, TJ's with us. We picked him up yesterday. No, I did call you yesterday. There was no answer. Fine. Yeah, I'll try to troll more than once next time. So, of course they're clean. Listen, I'm driving right now, so... Yeah, I shouldn't be on the phone, should I? I'm gonna hang up. Okay, love you too. Bye. I sigh and finally hang up the phone, dropping it on my lap. TJ, next to me in the passenger seat, stretches back and scratches behind his ear. Aw, that's cute. It's been a while since I've seen your mom. How is she? I shrug. Fine, I think. She wouldn't tell me if she wasn't, anyway. TJ taps a foot against the dashboard before yawning. Wow, it feels like we've been driving for days. Normally TJ wasn't the one to whine, but the long drive has obviously been getting to him. It was getting to all of us, honestly. I look over at him. We're almost there. Why don't you listen to some music or something? My phone's been dead for the past 2 hours. I didn't know it would take us 8 hours to get there. I sigh. Whether that dig was purposeful or not, I still feel a little embarrassed. I'll admit, I got us lost for a few hours. Route 93 is hard to find, even with the GPS. It's no wonder that Echo's in the state it's in. You should have bought a book. Those don't run on batteries. I look up into the rearview mirror to see Jenna hold up a hefty book titled Cognition. TJ sighs. All of my books are on my phone. Why don't you listen to my radio? To the radio. TJ starts to reach for the dial. Don't bother. All we get out of there is hick stations. I have some music on my phone, though. Do you have an aux cable, Chase? In this clunker? No, but like I said, we're almost there. Just having the three of us here is a little awkward, unbalanced. I wonder if completing our little group will bring back the old chemistry. Thinking about seeing Carl, Flynn, and Leo again makes my heart skip a beat. Take exit 127 onto Flint Road. I jerk back at the present and press on the brakes as I swerve onto the exit ramp. Whoa! Sorry. Chase, come on, pay attention. TJ adds a little giggle to lighten his chest. Just... yeah, that word. Well, my face gets hot anyway. Hey, me and Jenna went 3 hours out of our way to pick up you from CZU. You should have taken the bus. No, I'm grateful. I'd just rather this not be the place I die. We continue down Flint Road for about 15 minutes in silence, while I avoid the ever-increasing number of potholes on the road. I think we're all a little nervous now that we get closer to our destination. Unsurprisingly, there isn't another car in sight. You guys excited? I look back in my rearview mirror again and see that Jen has put down her book, staring out the window. I actually haven't given a whole lot of thought as to how I feel about the whole thing. Ooh, first choice. Am I excited? I'm nervous. It's psychological horror, of course I'm nervous. I don't know, it's been a while since we've all been together. Think things will be the same? I mean, Echo, are you excited to go back? Oh, I didn't really know how to answer that. Is excited the right word? It sure is a little stressful. As long as we can go for a hike. I don't want to be sitting around in the motel all day. Well, it beats having a heat stroke in the desert. Are you seriously hiking the trail? Oh, come on, it'll be fun. At least I know Chase will come. TJ smiles at me, raising his brows. It's too hard to say no to such an eager face, at least right now. Yeah, of course. Anyway, it sounds like you've only got the boys on your mind, Chase. Leo, maybe? Make a slight right onto Lake Emma Road. I ignore Jenna, pretending to be distracted with adjusting the GPS. A few more moments of silence pass before Jenna speaks up again. So, this news thing you're making, what's it about? Exactly. I swerve a little to avoid another pothole. A news packet. If you remember, there was that one crazy thing that happened here in the early 1900s. I read a little bit about it, and it's pretty fucked up. Come on, Chase. Language. Just thought I'd do a little more digging. Honestly, though, I just need to make something that looks good enough to pass with. Well, that sounds kind of fun. Are you going to have enough time to hang out? I know Leo made some plans. This whole thing was Leo's idea, actually. When I told him that I'd be coming down to Echo for spring break, he suggested we all use it as an excuse to have a reunion. He says it hasn't been the same since the three of us left. Yeah, I should. I just need some B-roll and shots of the old creepy locations. Shouldn't take too long. I catch a flash of blue and see the lake out to our right. The conversation dies down a bit, and pretty soon we're all lost in our own thoughts. Finally, we're round a bend, and I start to catch some glimpses of the town. The tall, rusted signs from the gas station and motel loom over the rest of the old community. Lake Emma Road merges into Main Street, where the motel is at. Soon enough, we're turning into the parking lot. There are only a few other cars in the parking lot. I park in the closest spot next to the door and switch off the ignition, relieved to be done with the driving. I sit back for a moment, rubbing my eyes. Ugh, I hope you're grateful, TJ. I never want to drive that long again. Thanks, Chase. TJ hops out of the car, clearly happy to be out. Oh, there he is. TJ puts his paws on his back and stretches out from toes to ear tufts, and I hear a few cracks. Gosh, it feels good to be out of there. I smile as I follow him out and stretch as well, though less flamboyantly. It's good to see TJ reverting back to his old, cheerful self. And there's Jenna? Is she a, fox? It's kind of weird. Alright, I made the reservations, so I'll check us in. You boys want to bring our stuff? Sure. Me and TJ head around to the trunk of the car, getting our bags and camera equipment while Jenna heads inside. Oh, I'm slurring my speech. I'm pleasantly surprised. While it's a bit musty, the room is spacious and generally clean. A lot more than I was expecting from a town like Echo. Although I've lived in the town for most of my life, I've never actually been in the motel. Hey, this is nice. And 2 double beds? Yeah, I thought I'd get one of the nice rooms, since everything here is dirt cheap. TJ sets his bag down on the bed. So I guess this'll be me and Chase's bed. Jenny can have her own, obviously. That's nice of you, TJ. Anyway, here are your keycards. She hands us both her keycards, which I slip into my back pocket. So, when are we gonna eat? I'm starving. My stomach grumbles. We haven't eaten since breakfast, and it's late afternoon at this point. I pull out my phone, checking over my text with Leo. Leo said he's gonna get us some sandwiches from the diner. Did you tell? Yes, I told him to substitute the bread with lettuce for yours, TJ. Nice! Alright, well, I've texted everyone that we're here. Let's at least unpack. It's going to get crowded and I don't want all our stuff in the way. Half an hour later, we've all got our stuff packed away in the motel drawers. Now I'm sitting on bed, toying with my camera equipment while TJ watches TV and generally organizes her schoolwork. You know you're on vacation, right? And didn't you already get into grad school? You should relax. That's exactly why I need to be keeping up. There's a knock on the door and, being the closest, I get up to answer it. I'll get it. I look through the peephole excitedly to see a beanie cap with a pair of some very familiar horns peeking through it. I grin as I unlock the door and swing it open. Carl! Jeez! I slap paws with him and pull him into a hug. It's the fucking paws thing, Jesus! It's just say hands. It works perfectly. And immediately get a whiff of the pungent scent of pot. Despite that, his embrace is warm and plush, and his belly squishes against my body like a pillow through his jacket. There's an underlying sturdiness, though, and I feel his bicep bulge around my shoulders. Had he been working out? I put my paws on his shoulders and push him back, looking him over. He's changed a lot since I've last seen him. He's definitely bulkier, and the fur on his face is a bit shaggier. His eyes are a little red, and his expression is a little glazed, like he's daydreaming about someplace far away from here. Still getting blazed, huh? You know it. His joking nature drops a bit as he gives me a genuine smile. It's good to see you again. I feel warm inside as I smile back. You too. Is that Carly here? Carl and I step back into the room, the ram remaining slouched as we do. Hey, Janet. Carl, how you been? Not bad, just living life like I'm a bee. It sounds like he's starting to sing the lyrics to a song, but he trails off as we all look at him expectantly. He just smiles back. Huh? Hey, is that TJ? Hi! Though he's smiling happily, TJ is outright crinkling his nose. Still up to your old habits, huh? Carl shrugs. I'm starting to remember that it's something he does a lot. It's his answer to almost everything. It gets quiet for a moment. Then I clap my paws together. So, what have you been up to, Carl? You're not online that often. Carl shrugs. Oh, you know, just hanging out. Must be kinda boring, considering it's Echo. Not going outside helps. You been able to find a job? I know they closed the old corner market you used to work at. Yeah, it's been kinda hard since pretty much everything's closing around here. On top of that, I still don't have a car that can get me to Peyton. Oof, that's right. You crashed the one your parents got you. TJ's grinning sympathetically, but Carl hunches further into himself, looking sulky. Man, don't kill my vibe. What about school? Been thinking about going back? No, not really. Maybe. Carl's starting to lose that faraway look as he narrows his eyes. You should! You went for, what, a semester? That's not really enough time to tell if you're really cut out for college. Classes get easier to handle once you get used to it. Yeah, well, it wasn't exactly the schoolwork that was the problem. You could try smoking less weed. That might help. But what? Was I set up for an intervention or something? Carl looks over at me as if asking for help. Hey, don't look at me, I've had to deal with them for the past 10 hours. Yeah, I guess I forgot how naggy they can be. That's because we care about you, Carl. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Chase has been missing you ever since we left school. Carl and I were in the same class throughout school. As a result, we entered college together. We even roomed together for that one semester, which was a lot of fun. Of course I had missed him. Carl seemed pretty eager to get off the topic, though.
Speaking of school, didn't you get accepted into Weston, Jenna?
Yep, going into experimental psych. I start in the fall.
That's pretty cool. Congrats.
Carl turns back to me.
And you're into journalism, right?
He looks over the equipment, looking confused.
What's all this?
Oh, yeah, one of the reasons why I'm out here. I'm doing a new segment on Echo.
Sounds like a feel-good movie of the year, Chase.
That's what you get out of the feel-good town of the century, Carl.
Yeah.
Oops. Carl scratches his muscle before turning to TJ.
And you're doing what again? Sports? Something? Bible Olympics?
Athletic training, but yes, it's a Christian school.
Carl gives a thumbs up. Super, so we gonna go eat? I'm hungry as hell.
Hell's a little extreme there, Carl. Not even you can be that hungry.
Sure. Where's Leo? He's bringing the sandwiches, right?
He actually tested me that he's here. He was picking up Flynn. So we're all gonna be here, just like old times. TJ almost looks like that little kid Lynx again, his ears twitching around with excitement.
Oh, they're here?
I grip the bedspread and watch as Carl moves around the corner to open the doors. I hear it open, followed by the distinctive, deep, brassy voice of Flynn.
Hey, why are you getting the door, fatty? Get my sandwiches, dickface. Got the munchies like a mother. Where are they? Leo has them. Here he is.
Hey, they all in there? Fucking slurring. My heart skips a beat and my tail thumps the bed as I hear Leo's high baritone. There's some bustling before they start coming around the corner, bringing me face to face with the rest of my childhood friends. Flynn comes first, slinking in casually, his posture loose and relaxed, slouching. Unlike Carlo, his slouch makes him look like he doesn't give a fuck, as opposed to just trying to make himself seem smaller. He wasn't a shy guy, as evidenced by his all open shirt.
And who you calling dickface?
Flynn knocks Carl on the head, which makes a loud thunking sound, but Carl just grins throughout.
Hey Jenna, TJ, Chase.
Nods each of us in turn, rubbing his knuckles. Immediately following him, his arms wrapped around two big brown paper bags, is Leo. He smiles over the tops of the bags, sweeping the room with his eyes along with his tall rectangular ears. He pauses on Jenna, then TJ, before finding me. His face immediately breaks into a full-on grin as he walks over to the bed I'm sitting on, setting down the bags. As he comes to a stop in front of me, I reach out my paw to slap his, like I did with Carl. Instead, he grabs it to yank me up into a tight bear hug, nearly squeezing the air out of me. Chase! Man, I missed you. Just like Carl, it seems like Leo's gotten bigger and stronger. He lifted me up without even trying. The tension I've been feeling in my chest melts away like an ice cube on an Echo sidewalk. Everything's fine. All of that worry about how he was going to react was for nothing. The hug is lasting kinda long though. I can feel everyone else looking at us. And just like that, he forgets we exist. Leo finally does pull back, then smacking me in the shoulder before turning to greet Jen and TJ. I shakily sit back down, feeling a whole lot better now that the introductions are out of the way.
Fuck, leave Carl in the room for 5 seconds and it smells like a goddamn skunk sauna. The weed is just oozing out of your pores at this point.
Flynn theatrically plugs his nostrils as he pulls the window open a crack. Carl rolls his eyes, slouching further and jamming his paws in his pockets.
Oh, shut up. I think everyone here agrees that my smell is a lot better than your shedding. Nothing like leaving a big pile of lizard dust on the couch for the next person. And by the way, dude, that skunk comment was speciesist. And that lizard comment wasn't.
Flynn turns to me, fanning air in from the outside with his hand.
They used hand? What's worse, Chase? Carl's smell or my dusting off? That's enough. That's not a thing. Try saying white flakes that chip off me with every step I take, except when I stretch my ass. Then it's like a fucking blizzard of dead skin. And some of it might land into your mouth. That's what you should call it. Hey, furballs do it too, it's just less noticeable.
Those two voices are too similar.
Either way, it's hot in here. Aren't you cold-blooded?
Someone turned down the goddamn thermostat. Somebody turned down your language.
Good Jesus Christ.
He's a fucking giant. He's just eye contact with his nipples. TJ says it to him like a cheerful kindergarten teacher pep-talking a student for introducing his words. They stare at each other for about 5 seconds. Flynn's expression like a stone, while TJ slowly loses his smile.
Oh, Jesus butt fucking Christ, I'll be sure to watch that.
Flynn! TJ actually looks pretty upset, but Flynn just reaches out and yanks him into a chokehold. The much shorter length's easily dwarfed by the lizard. Oh, he's smiling.
Aw, shut up, you priss, I'm just kidding.
TJ half-heartedly fights the hold. I guess TJ thought he'd get some respect now that we're all adults. Hey, ow! You still said it. Normally, I might step in to help, but it's been a while since I've seen Flynn and TJ go at it. It's just too funny to stop.
Look, no fighting. So much for all your almighty go.
TJ jabs his elbow into Flynn's stomach, doubling the lizard over for a second.
See? God works in mysterious ways. Oh!
Flynn reaches up and grabs one of the tufts on TJ's ears and yanks, earning a yell from the feline.
Foul. Species features.
Species features was something we made up to make our tussles a little more fair. It involved any distinct physical difference between our species that might pose as a disadvantage, like my tail, Jenna's ears, or TJ's ear tufts. Carl was especially keen on it. Being a ram, his horns were often used as a leverage against him. TJ, come get your sandwich. TJ finally yanks himself out of Flynn's grasp, smoothing down his fur as he tries to look as dignified as possible. Well, I can see things haven't changed. With that, TJ walks over to the table to get his food. I can't help but laugh. I think TJ won that one by technicality.
Or did he? He might have fouled too. Flynn's got a soft lizard belly.
Flynn snorts, rubbing his stomach.
Oh, don't even try to tell me about soft, asshole. Looks like you swallowed a beach ball.
Speaking of which, food! We all pass the bags around to get our food. A chicken sandwich for Jenna and TJ, roast beef for me and Leo, and 3 large veggie burgers that almost take up their own bag for Carl. Alright. Flynn, as usual, isn't eating anything. I think it's a lizard thing. I keep my seat on the bed as I unwrap the foil around my sandwich. The smell wafts from the beef, making my mouth water and bringing some memories up with it. We'd all spent many nights at the old diner. I can remember the night me and Carl graduated. Leo took us all straight from Peyton High to the diner, escaping out on the all-night graduation party for sandwiches and milkshakes. I take a huge bite and a yellow bell pepper slips out the other end, landing back on the foil.
Whoa, slow down. You're going to choke.
Suddenly, I'm almost falling over to the side as something heavy plants itself next to me on the bed. I quickly grab a napkin and bring it to my muzzle, wiping away the grease. Hey, Leo. Leo chuckles at my embarrassment and unwraps his own sandwich. Sorry if the bread is a little soggy. Garabo over here took his sweet little time getting out of the car.
Hey, working in the town hall is serious business. I don't have a family business so I can just waltz out of, like you.
Hey Flynn, bet you
that I can eat this whole burger in just 1 minute. Is that a fucking joke? Of course you can. Yeah, but what about 2 burgers?
Don't choke, Carl. I decided to keep the conversation on Leo's job, since that's the whole reason why we're still here. Is business still good? Still pretty good. Yes, Peyton's getting bigger, so is the number of customers. Yeah, I guess it's a good thing that your dad moved out of Echo, huh?
For sure. The place is turning into ghost town. It probably will be in another decade or 2.
By some standards, it already is. I take another bite out of my sandwich, biting right into another bell pepper. I'd forgotten how good the diner food is. My mouth is ceasing to work. I noticed TJ sitting next to Jenna at the table, picking unhappily at his lettuce-wrapped chicken. Jenna seems to as well as she leans forward to him. What's wrong, TJ? It's just... never mind, it doesn't matter. Are you sure? It's just the mayo. I forgot they put it on everything here. Jenna lifts up the bun on her sandwich, inspecting its contents. None of the mayo really got on my chicken here. Or, not on my chicken. Here. No, you don't have... Jenna picks up TJ's sandwich and swaps out his grilled chicken. She rips off the layer of mayo-tainted lettuce from his lettuce bun before swapping her chicken in. There, how's that? Thanks. It's then that TJ looks up and sees Leo, and I staring at him. I see his ears flatten in embarrassment. What?
Nothing, DJ, nothing.
So, are your parents still letting you live in the house here in Echo?
Yes, we actually tried to sell it last year, but of course no one bought. I think 2 people came to look, but took off once they saw the town. Anyway, my parents are living in Peyton, in a house twice as big as the old one.
Well, it must be pretty cool living in your own house. My parents aren't constantly breathing down my neck, so that's, nice. Leo's already finished his first sandwich, and now he's unwrapping the second. He sure could eat a lot. How many people are still here, anyway? In the town, I mean. Leo takes another bite, and I hear the crunch of the peppers through his muzzle. He chews thoughtfully for a moment before swallowing. I'm not too sure. Of course I know almost everyone here, but I don't actually live here anymore. Most everyone's turned their old house into a sort of vacation home now. Really? Why? I can't imagine anyone come here for a vacation. Unless your hobbies are meth or dying of heat stroke. Well, they've all built the Well, they've all got their old houses here, and if it's cheap to build. And the town is actually trying to turn that old lake into a recreational thing. Like Emma? Yeah, putting it in docks and stuff. Huh. Lake Emma is the old reservoir just a few minutes outside of town. As kids, we used to play around there all the time. It was generally an ugly place. Dead fish on the banks, a terrible smell, and mosquitoes everywhere. Then again, it could have changed since then. I hadn't been there in, 12 years now. None of us have. Thinking about the lake is making my stomach tighten again, forcing away my appetite in the process. It's been so long at this point, I need to learn to get over things. Actually, that reminds me. The others are pretty deep in their own conversations, but I lower my voice anyway, leaning into Leo. Hey, Leo. Leo turns to me. He had been in the middle of a massive bite, and now he has a bell pepper half hanging out of his muzzle. That throws off my train of thought for a second. Oh, yeah. So I wanted to get some shots of the lake for my project. Leo ducks his head to pull out the pepper from his muzzle, only to shove it back in a second later. He chews for a while, but his ears are still tipped toward me, and so I go on. It's kind of important to Echo's history. Anyway, you told me that on Monday everyone's free during lunch. I can tell by the set of Leo's Leo's ears that he knows where I'm going, and he's not too into the idea. I quickly go on. Of course, we don't have to, but it's been a long time, and if the town is making it look better, it could be fun. Listen, Chase, I feel my face burn a little under the fur. Sorry, it wasn't a dumb idea. No, Chase, if it were up to me, I'd definitely do it. It's just... Leo looks down towards Flynn, and I do as well, finding him still bantering with Carl. It doesn't matter how fucking fast you eat, I'm not gonna be impressed. He's got that classic Flynn look on his face, where he's pressing his lips together, trying not to smile.
What if I ate all 3?
You've already eaten most of the first one, so that's not gonna happen now, is it? I look back down at my sandwich. I suddenly feel really guilty. Here I am, back after 3 years, just assuming that I know how everyone feels. Now I'm kind of feeling like an... Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I'm gonna end it here. Bye.